Hey, Best of U.S. Agents, Kerry here. One of the important things that I preach to you about is making yourself known as the authority in your real estate market. And what I want to talk to you about today is how you can use email and video to do just that. I've had a couple of requests about this, how I use my CRM, and so I'm going to dig deep into it today. So let's make you the authority in your community. I look at my email as the way to keep my face, my name, my information in front of those people I want to do business with. So email is my number one method of doing that. I have spent quite a bit of money on Facebook, but I've learned that, and studies have been done that say that my message is 5 times more likely to be seen through an email than it is through a Facebook ad. And it's quite a bit cheaper. And there's been a McKesson study that says that, in fact, email is 40 times more effective. I think email has become a magazine. It's something you page through, and you may look at the ads and you may not. But for the most part, I don't, and I'm being convinced that it is a way to build a brand, but it is not a way to create a strong awareness effectively. And then the same study says that email is 4 more times effective than direct mail. That kind of surprised me. But then I look at how I react to a lot of the direct mail I receive, and it ends in a trash can. So what we're trying to do is to build awareness and then allow those people to know us, like us, and trust us. Once we do that, then it's a matter of timing. When are they in the market for our services and will respond to us because they know us, they like us, and they trust us? An email is the easiest and the most effective way to put that in front of her. So how do you use email? I use Constant Contact as my CRM. That's where I have my sphere of influence. That's where I build my email database. Right now, that database is somewhere around 3,500 people. So I send different emails to different people. If I see if I've gotten that email and I think they're a potential buyer, they'll go into Constant Contact in my buyer group, and I have about 15 different groups that I label within there. If I think they're a seller, they'll go into my seller group, and so forth. If I don't know what they are, and I've gathered their name through an email list, maybe that I acquired, and that might be a garden club, it might be a neighborhood or organization, it could be my Rotary club. Those people will then be identified as such on my Constant Contact sheet. So timing is important, but what's important to me is that I give them relative content on a regular basis so that when the timing is right and they're in the market for a home, they think of me. So how do I do that without putting an immense amount of work into it? I use autoresponders. An autoresponder is you build a series of emails pertinent to a group of people, and as you add people to that group, they get email number 1. 14 days later, they get email number 2. 14 days later, they get email number 3. And it's all relative to the group that they fall into who I want to do business with. Okay, does that make sense? Now, where I go beyond that is I know that some people are more responsive to video contact as opposed to written contact. So within that email, 90% of the time there's going to be a picture of a thumbnail of a video that I have created, so that If they choose to read the email, they can. If they choose to watch the video, they can. So it gives me a two-pronged approach to identify with them and to make them aware and knowledgeable of me. Now, what kind of emails do I send? As I said, I have some that are specifically for buyers. And what would I send a buyer? He's going to get at least twice a month something on relative to the state of the market. If you'll subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you'll go through my list of listings, you're going to see the most recent state of the market, September, that I sent out. That went to everybody that is in my buyer group, my seller group, anybody that is in my neighborhood group, or my Birmingham group. So that went to about 1,300 people. My open rate for that is somewhere around 30%. So let's round that off and say it's 1,500 people. So that means 500 people opened that email and were exposed to me. They were exposed to my written copy. They were exposed to the thumbnail, which had a picture of me. And then they had the opportunity to either read the email or to click and watch the video. I get about a 5% click-through rate. So again, doing the math, I sent it to 1,500. A third of them opened it. So that's 500. And then I get a 5% click-through rate. So that's 25 of them who click through and watch the video. Now I can then go to my YouTube channel and pull up that video, and I can see how much of that video they watched. So in other words, if it was a 10-minute video on the state of the market, and I see that they watched 60% of it, that means they watched 6 minutes of it. That's an awfully good exposure. Think about what a 6-minute commercial would cost you on TV. So you use both your email and then also your video. Now I also then do that for just sold. When I sell a house, I tell a story as to how I sold it. I write a blog about it. I then do a video on it. I do that also for just listed. I have a program within my website, my Best of U.S. Homes website, of what is your house worth. Well, I'll do an email of that and put that widget or a link to that widget on my website within the email, and my click-through rate on that is excellent. It gets up to 20% of the people say, yeah, I want to know what my house is worth. And they then go to the website. They have to enter their name and their email address and their home address, and the widget searches and gives them a feedback on what their house is worth. That then puts them into another email list within my Real Geeks website that is an autoresponder and sends them a relevant email every 14 days. I don't have to do anything about it. It's set up. I preset it up, and so it keeps me in front of them. I have another widget that I send an email about, and it is a neighborhood valuation. So once a month, if they sign up for that, once a month, they will get a report of everybody's house in their neighborhood that is for sale, and everybody's house that is in their neighborhood that's sold. So again, I'm giving them information, and I'm not having to do anything for it. It's on an autoresponder on email. Now, the thing that got a little bit difficult for me was writing these blogs. And I've discovered something that I think you need to know about. Doing a video is easy for me. I can sit down and do a 10-minute video. I can write the script. It will take me about an hour to write the script, then go in and edit it and post it and get it up on YouTube. There is a website called rev.com, rev.com. I'm not sure what that stands for. But I send them my 10-minute video, and within probably 3 hours, they transcribe it into words, into copy. I then take that copy and take it to my blog. I paste it in, I read through it and edit it and make it more appropriate for a written presentation, and away it goes. So I don't have to write the blog. I just have to say it. I will do that with this, and you will see the blog show up. Go to my website, bestofushomes.com, click on the blog, and you'll see it's a 3-page, 4-page blog, and down at the bottom of it, you'll see a link to the video. And if you watch the video, you'll see the same words. It is phenomenal. What's that cost me? It cost me $1 a minute. So this video is going to end up being a 12-minute video. It'll cost me $12 to transcribe it into copy. So that's how I use email. And then I'm going to get in the next video more deep into how I use YouTube and how you should use YouTube. But you get a little bit of it here. I believe YouTube is, if I don't send a video, they won't recognize me on the street. And that's what I want. I want them to know me. I want them to like me. And I want them to trust me, just like I want you to do the same. So subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like. That helps me with my algorithm. And then go to bestofusagents.com, and I'll send you the copy, and you'll actually get into one of my autoresponders where I send you written information, and I'm going to send you pertinent videos along with it. So there you go. That's how I use email, YouTube to market myself to the smallest market that I choose to serve. Good luck to you. Like the video.